it's Lainey here from Penny Pot Cottage. I'm up with my daughter this week for a few days, so I'm just going to do the intro to the upcoming craft fair that I did on Saturday here, and then at the end it'll come back to me doing the outro. Obviously same shot, everything. I'm recording this in one and then we'll split it. So without further ado, I will pass you over to past Lainey and she will explain to you what's going on. Speak to you later. Bye. So we've got this one, and then there's another one I made earlier. Hopefully you can see it. Put down like that. It says reduce stress and anxiety, cuddle a loaf. Try it. And then it says I can make your dog or cat into a loaf. And I'll have those on my stand like that, and then behind them hopefully they'll show up better than they do there. Let's drink my tea. I'll take you out to the barn now and we can see where my kit is and go through some of it together. Welcome to our barn. It is pretty much a storage centre for us at the moment for just about everything, particularly with the fact that my mum is now in the spare room, which was my craft room, so quite a lot of that is other craft supplies from various eras. There's some of my looms in there, look. I don't know if anybody else has done loom knitting. I did loads of hats and scarves and blankets and things like that, and I absolutely do love the looms. Prefer amigurumi, and luckily for me, so do customers. But yeah, so lots of things in here. So first of all, I'll just check over here. My equipment, I've got it ready by the door, ready for when I load up. Don't know that I will actually need my table, but I'm going to take it because it folds flat, so it doesn't matter. My new chair, which I bought myself the other day, I'll show you that when I've actually got it set up at the craft fair, because it's brilliant. I love it. Another little foldable table here. It's like a little camping table. So a little camping table, and the legs just fold up and then pop out, and it's brilliant because that's just a board. It's nothing. That's just to keep that protected when it goes in the back of my car. I usually leave that in my car. It's brilliant. It fits underneath the dog's cushion in the back in the boot, and I've always got it to hand then, and it's really good because it fits. It actually slides underneath this table slightly lower, so when I'm doing a craft fair and I've got the table set up, I can slide that underneath if I need to, if I haven't got the luxury of having the whole width of that table at the back of my stall, which sometimes I don't, but I still need to have just like an extra sliding shelf. Yeah, works really well. And here's one of my all-time favourite pieces of kit, and it's just clamps, a couple of lights, but there's clamps, there's bungees, there's all sorts in there, and that has saved my life many times. So that's a bag that I definitely mustn't forget. So let's have a look here just to make sure that I've got everything. So there's the signs that I've just made. Those bits. There's some bits there that I don't want anymore. Don't need at the moment. So those are the signs that I need. That's another sign that I've just made that says, take a photo to remember my details. So rather than printing out business cards, which do just get thrown away, they get put into the bottom of bags and they get thrown away, and they're really costly. And the amount of people that I've said to them, yeah, fine, take a picture of that, and they say, oh, that's a really good idea. So yeah, I just printed it out, laminated it, stuck on a photo frame, and that will sit on the table. Couple of, these are just risers, really, just to give a bit of height to something. And so is this. This is a cake stand. Zoom back a bit. That's a cake stand, and that will just sit on top of the wire cubes somewhere. And a poster, some of my previous makes, that just sits on the top there, just gives a bit of decoration. I've got one tablecloth. My tablecloth, actually my main one is yellow. I think that's over the other side, but that is a spare. That's a backup, because I have got to places before now and they've said, oh, your neighbour hasn't turned up, would you like to have an extra space? And although that colour isn't particularly my branding, I have turned up to these places and been offered a table and not had a second tablecloth. I've still taken the space, but it looks really awful. So at least with this, it just literally folds up, and it was one that I used to use before. So rather than throw it away, you know, one day I'll probably have enough money to be able to go, oh yeah, let's just buy an extra tablecloth. But there's always something else that needs buying, usually yarn. So this is just what I call my odds and sods. So a pair of fingerless gloves for the winter, just some kitchen roll, which I use that all the time, a screwdriver randomly, but it's one of those ones that's got lots of, probably can't do it from here, but if you unscrew that and that pops up and it's got all the different ends, and again I have used it, and then that is a box of, if you can see, sellotape and gaffer tape, and some Velcro, I think, as well, sticky Velcro, and double-sided. But I don't need them, but I have used them. I don't need them all the time, but I have used them in the past, so I just keep spares and things in there. So I can just pop our size and things in there. They're just held in the back of this while keep them nice and flat and clean. But I also have those up as well, just to let people know that they can pay by cash or card, because I have a card machine. So yeah, this can just be patched back in there. This is one where I've got some price stickers done. I'm going to use these blackboard. I did one the other day, but I can't find it. Yeah, so they're like that, these little pegs. But actually, if you write on them, you can't really take it off. So what I've done is I've printed out some labels. They will peel off really easily. Look, you can already see that that's not lasting on there forever, but it should last long enough for a few craft shows. So I'm going to do, I've got different price labels for the different prices, so I can stick them on, and then as and when I change or need to take them off, that's what I can do. A whole box of pegs. I use them all of the time. All of the time. I peg my tablecloth down if it needs it. I pin things to my tablecloth if I need to. I use the wire cubes so I can peg fairy lights to them. Yeah, they're so useful. Bottle of water. Always keep a bottle of water in my bag. Sometimes you remember to put a fresh bottle in. Has happened before. Now I've got to a craft fair and it's been one about 6 months old, but hey ho. This is my little tin that I keep money in. I get very little cash, so I don't actually need a particularly big tin, and I do everything personally. I do everything in denominations of tens, so 20, 30, whatever, or fives. So I don't need a whole load of change. I don't go sort of £2 and things like that. And then in here is a little basket that it's got my pencil case. Now I saw this in the range, this pencil case, and I loved it because it just reminds me of being back at school. Let me see if I can find a place to put it on and I'll show you everything that it does. I just love it. I just love it so much. I haven't filled in my name because I'm really not at school. But so look, you got your bits here and that's a magnet, and then this one is a magnet. But look, here we go. Oh, look. Let's put that back in again because I've ruined it. So ready? Hang on. So press that and the paper pencil sharpener pops up, and then a little drawer pops out like that, and then the calculator comes out. And where's the other one? There's another one that does something else. Oh, this one. And I can't get it to work at the moment. I think it might be, it's not that one. It's here, and it's the sharpenings drawer. It does work. I had it working the other day. But yeah, so I love that little pencil case. It's so cool. And then in the rest of this basket, so this basket I lift it out in its entirety like that, and I put it on my table behind my display, so I can reach in and grab things. So I've got stars if I particularly want to show that if I'm doing a sale. I've got some sellotape, I've got some extra pens, I've got a battery pack, I've got some stickers which I give out sometimes with my orders. I've just got some little wet wipes if I've eaten something that's a little bit sticky. Yeah, so that's all good. So that whole basket like that will come out and go on my table. And so far I think that's everything. So let's just pop that back in there so I don't forget anything. I will come and pack this all properly when I actually go next week, but for now. And these bags, so these came from somebody we know used to be a delivery driver for Amazon, and they were given these bags for, I think they were insulating bags actually. I'm sure they had like little freezer packs in them, but they're brilliant because the person doesn't work for Amazon anymore, by the way, but they've got little pockets. I don't know if you can see that. They've got these little mesh pockets all the way around, so, and they hold their shape really well, so I can stick things in there and then close the lid, and in the car I can put one on top of the other, because although I don't want too much weight on them, they're kind of sturdy enough so they don't take up room. When I get to the other end and I need to unload the car, because they've got a handle here, look, handle here, and they've got one of these type, I can sling them over my shoulder, so I'm not actually taking up a whole hand space to carry them around. I can just carry them like that. I don't really know why I'm showing you all that, because it's not like I'm selling them, but I just wanted to say that I just really love them and think they're a great idea. So moving on from that, over here some of my actual display pieces. So I have this kitchen shelf. I'm not entirely sure that I'll need it or not, but I'm taking it with me. Here's my proper tablecloth and another backup to the backup. I think that's going to sit underneath and that'll go on top, because this is actually quite thin and tends to fly away a lot. So I'm going to pop that on the table, then put that on top. These are my cubes that I use. I know a lot of people like them but hate the fact that you have to fit them together. I don't actually mind. I can do it reasonably quickly, and to be honest, I do it differently at every show, just again depending on when I get there where the table is going to be. Because one of the things that we have in the UK, I'll say more than from what I've noticed our friends in the US have, we don't really get a table plan. you turn up and you're told where to go. You don't often have a choice of being on a corner. Some of the bigger shows you can pay extra to have premium spots, but they're often taken, and quite often if you need electricity, those people are given priority. So you never know whether you're going to end up in the middle of an aisle or a centre aisle, so you've got people walking basically both sides of your table. You could be in a corner, all sorts. So I never, and plus the fact my car is not big enough for me to carry those already set up. I used to carry them in set up as cubes in stacks of 3, but to be honest, it's just easier for me to break them all down, and then when I get to the place, I'll just configure where I'm going to go. I've got loads and loads of the feet. I actually bought some extras, not the feet, the connections. I bought extras so that I never run out, because these invariably do end up. I'm usually so careful about making sure that I collect them all back in as I break them down at the end of the show, but you always end up with them, and you only ever get enough for the full set. So I've got extras of those, so I always take those with me. And also sometimes I've been able to help out other stall holders with various things, so like the sellotapes that I take and the screwdriver and that. It might not always necessarily be for me, and I know we can't all take a kit just on the off chance of helping someone else, but if I've got it and I can, you know, my scissors have gone round the craft tent several times because somebody's not been able to find theirs immediately and things like that. Some paper bags in here for when people buy. And then in here is one of my favourite things ever. I was in a charity shop, and this stack of foam, let me get them out, foam puzzle pieces was on sale. It was £5 for the entire pack. I think there were a couple more as well, somewhere. And I picked them up and I bought them. And Steve said, "Why on earth do you want those?" And I said, "I don't know. I don't know why I want them, but they will come in useful for something." And what I do, as you'll see in photographs and things, is I lay up all of my cubes. Back in there for a minute. I really hate doing this sort of thing one-handed, but here you go. This is not the professional channel of others. This is my channel. Welcome. So when these are up and they lay flat like that, then I pop one of these on top, and it kind of goes on top of the tablecloth, really. Sorry about this. Like that, and then there's a different colour on all of them. Oh, you'll see it much better when you see footage of the actual day with it all set up. But yeah, so that's my kit. So the next time, hopefully you see it will actually be at the craft fair. Do you want some attention? I've arrived at Newton Abbot Racecourse, which is where the craft fairs are going to be held today. So at the moment I'm just waiting in line to be let in. It's 7:20 in the morning, and we can get in at 7:30 to set up. we could have come in, I could have come in last night, but it's an hour's drive from my house, so it didn't really sort of seem worth it. I'm fully loaded, I've got everything that I need. It's not going to take me that long. We've got to be set up by 9:30, which will be plenty of time. So yeah, I'm just sitting here waiting and looking forward to getting in there. It's an absolutely scorching day, look at that. I took a photograph earlier of Dartmoor and the sun coming up behind it. It's absolutely beautiful. Yeah, so I'm hoping it's gonna be a good day. My only reservation is it is out the way, it's on the race course, so obviously it's not something that somebody's going to stumble across, so it's not in the middle of a shopping centre. So hopefully there's been lots of traffic driven towards these events, towards this event rather. I know it's up to each of us who's participating to put the word out there as well, but I do feel that the organisers do need to do some of that too. And I'm not saying these people haven't, I'm just saying I hope, because it's out of the way, it's not in a community centre that people might stumble across on a Sunday afternoon. This is actually something that people would be dedicated to come out to, and sometimes that can work really, really well, because it literally means that the people coming out are there to shop and to buy, and if the organisers have got a really good following, then they should bring in the crowds. That, I guess that's what I'm meaning, is organisers need to have a good crowd and bring in their people, as well as each of the vendors bringing in their own. I hope that makes sense. Or in my case, I haven't really got anybody that I can bring, as in I don't have millions of followers, but perhaps just putting the word out there, somebody might share it and then it gets passed around. So yeah, I'm rambling on a little bit now, but I will catch up and I'll try and get some video of when I'm in there. I don't think I'll get any video of me setting up. I haven't got a tripod or anything, so I'm not entirely sure where I'd be able to set my camera up, because I just use my phone. But I'll check back in later on. Speak to you later. Some of the stalls are already set up. Lots of us haven't yet. So here I am, absolute perfect spot as far as I'm concerned, because I've got that nice little shelf behind, should I need to use it. I've got some power there. Well, I didn't actually book it, but if my phone runs out of charge, I will be using it. And here's my double stall. Time to get unloaded. I'm back again. So hopefully you got the gist of the craft fair from that. I wasn't able to film an awful lot during the actual craft fair, mainly because I didn't have that much interaction. I had a lot of people stop by and we were talking generally, and they were telling me that they like to crochet, and there was a lot of that sort of thing going on, and I don't really feel comfortable filming that anyway, because I know these, people go to these events, and I know it's a public event and you're allowed to film and everything, but I just feel feel a bit awkward about having sort of my camera there. Plus also it's getting a little bit old now, my iPhone, and the battery doesn't last all that long, and I do need it for taking payments. So yeah, with all those things considered, I didn't actually film anything during the actual event itself. And also I actually only had 4 sales, which I'll tell you about in a moment. So it wasn't like I could film a lot of exchange of my hands taking money and packing orders and things like that. It was a really, really well organised event, and it was a lovely venue. It was, as I said to you in the video, it was in the race course. So parking was brilliant, really well organised, lots of marshals out to tell people where to go. And there was a good turnout as well. And other vendors that I spoke to said that it does usually get really good footfall. It didn't particularly have the people that I know would have bought from me or have bought from me in the past. There were lots of older people who have already done lots of knitting and crocheting in their lives, or they don't have a need to buy my items. And then this time I had a lot of maybe 13, 14-year-olds who were very attracted to my stuff and came over, and we had some really lovely conversations, but they were there with a view because they like to crochet. So I was able to get out the word about the UKCA testing, which was great. And to any of the ones that were looking to crochet to sell, I made them aware of that, because I was super, super grateful when I first found out that you had to do that before you could just go off and do your just go off and sell. So there was that. So that was really good. But obviously they weren't looking to buy either. They were just looking to ask questions about the crochet items and things that I make. So I did sell 4 items. Now the table fee was £48. I'd actually forgotten that I'd ordered a double table, so I paid £48 for 2 spaces, which was perfect. I loved having those 2 spaces. I spoke to another crochet vendor, Debbie from Coastal. I'm going to get this wrong, and I'm really sorry, Debs, but I will put your details. I'll do a little cut of your stall, because she has really lovely things, and the 2 of us are going to try and organise a crochet retreat. So hi Debbie. I'll Coastal Creations. I'm so terrible. I can never remember. But anyway, yeah, I'll pop her details in. And what's my train of thought there? What was my train of thought? I'm not even going to edit this video, so you're going to have to come along with me while I try and backtrack and think about what I was trying to say. And I can't, so I will just pick up a new thread, which was £48 for my table, and I had a double stall. Spoke to Debbie, and I think she said that she paid something like £35 for her table, and she had a single one. So I feel like I got quite good value to have the 2 tables. So I had this big space, great location. I was near enough one of the doors that as people came in, there was a good chance that they'd come round to my side first, so that was really lovely. So £48 to go there. My petrol costs were £15. It was a 100-mile round trip, which is why I decided not to go and set up the night before, because it was about an hour from my house, and it was a 100-mile round trip. So it's £15 fuel costs, So £63 it cost me to get to the event. I sold a grey bunny for £25. I sold a pup in a pullover for £20. I sold 2 cats for £20. So yeah, so I took 20, 40, 65. No, I didn't. I must have taken more than that. Hang on, I'm going to cut this and I'm going to go and have a look at my notes and then I'll pop back. Rubbish, sorry, back in a minute. Hi, sorry about that, I'm back. Yes, so it was a bunny for 25. The pup in pullover was 22. Didn't think 20 sounded enough, was 22. And 2 cats at £20 each. My material costs and my expenses all added up together came out as £78.13 and I took £87. So my actual pure profit was £8.87. So I've had worse. I would have loved it to have been better, but I always want to come home with a profit of some kind. I do genuinely love doing craft fairs. I've said that before. So as much as anything, yes, obviously I want to make money, but I do genuinely love to go and I love the interaction. I love being there. I love the setup. I love meeting new stall holders. I've met Debbie now, which is lovely. We'll probably we have already run into each other before, which is how come we sort of got chatting again. Obviously I've met Lucy and I love Lucy, so we interact a lot. And we share tips. She's just ordered me some yarn, which is amazing. We both tend to order Snug as a bug from the wool warehouse. I placed an order, couldn't get one of the colours, so I knew she would be placing an order soon, and I just messaged her and said, oh, by the way, if you happen to be ordering, please could you add this in, which she did. So then I'll go down there when I'm back next week and meet up with her and grab the yarn. So going to a craft fair, unless I lose a lot of money, it's never a bad thing. There's always something I get out of it, and it's not always money. And it's easy to say that when, if you haven't earned the money, there's always a reason. Oh, I had a great time, I loved it. But genuinely, I'd love the money to follow too. But as long as I can get something really good, really positive out of it, then as far as I'm concerned, I've had a good day, as long as I do come home with some profit. So I did that, and then when I did get home later on that evening, I did also take an order, a commission for 2 more dogs at £22 each, and that was based from being there at the craft fair. So I add that in, as you know, I've said that before now, so I haven't actually added it in to give you the proper breakdown of that, because I went on the Saturday and then when I got home on the Saturday, I had to unpack my car, and Sunday morning I was back on the road to drive 4 hours up to my daughter's. So I haven't actually added in. They're £22 each, and they cost me around about £3.66 each to make. About £3.66 to make. So yeah, if you want to go ahead and do the maths, then that's absolutely great. So yeah, I did love doing this one. I'm very, very much looking forward to the next one that I've got on the 12th of April. I'm going to Bristol, which is 2.5 hours away. And it's an outer town market. It's called Outer Town Market, although it's in the Trinity Centre in Bristol, if you know it, which to me sounds like it's probably more in town, but I feel it's going to be more my vibe. I think we all say this, don't we? Oh, it's going to be my vibe. And then if it's not, you feel a bit silly. But I'm going to put it out there that I think this is going to be more my vibe. I think this is going to be more of a street style market, perhaps a little bit more alternative. So I'm really hoping that I'm going to get some good things come out of this, and I will be honest and upfront with you, and I will let you know how it goes. It was £25 for the table, so apart from travelling, obviously my fuel costs are going to be high on this one because it's a long way away, but it's also a fairly easy run. From where I live, it's basically along the A30 for a bit and up the M5 for a bit, so it's an easy run. I've been doing that for the last few months anyway since my granddaughter was born, because it's part of the way I have to pass Bristol to get up to where she lives. So it's kind of a route that I've been used to doing. But very, very much looking forward to that one, because I really do feel that it's going to be a good one. I just hope the weather's good and kind to me, because I will have a gazebo. I shall be outside. So yeah, we'll see on that one. I am excited. So I'll leave this video here, because otherwise I shall end up waffling on, and I'm sure there were other things that I really wanted to say, not necessarily about the craft fair, but kind of perhaps going forward. I think that maybe there were some things I was going to say. So I will leave that for next time. That'll be a treat for you. So you have a really good week, and I will catch up with you soon. Take care. Lots of love. Bye.